Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we are generating some positively gorgeous roads, with the slight exception that some of our straight road rotations aren't quite up to par. Now we only need 3 road rotations, 120, 0, and 60, so this one should be at 0 degrees. So yeah, this was correct here. This should be at vector 3.0. So I'm going to put that back to where it was. And let's take a quick look here. So, if approximately equal previous position.x and next position.x to our current position, then it should be 60 degrees, which would be, of course, straight up and down, which is in fact correct. So 60 degrees right there. That's where it should be. Now this one was at 120 because I had it at 120 here. So else if previous position.z is greater than current position.z and next position.z is less than current position.z. Okay, I think I know what's happening here. If previous position.z is less than, so if it's down here or down here, and next position is here or here. So we need to know which one is higher. That's the core issue here. So let's go ahead and say we need to know which position is higher, and then we need to know which side that's on. So in here, actually I changed my mind on where we're going to do it. In this section here, we know that one of them is higher and one of them is lower. And we know previous position and next position, but we don't actually know if previous position is here or here. Well, what I'm saying is, we know that one of them is here and here, here or here, and one of them is here or here. That's what we know. And we need to determine which one is higher to be able to determine which of our rotations that we do here. So, if previous position.z, this can pretty much be assumed, because we know it's a straight line, so it can't be here and here, or here and here. It has to be here and here, or here and here. Those are the only 2 options. So we can safely get rid of this, as well as get rid of this. And we need to determine which position is higher. So if previous position dot x is less than current position dot x. So, if our previous position is over here, and previous position dot z is greater than current position dot z. So, if previous position dot x and so if previous position is here, previous position.x is less than, so we know it's over here, and if it's greater than, we know it's here. So we know this tile is the one that we're going for. However, that could also be the next position. So let's go ahead and have this whole thing again, and make this be an OR statement, and instead of using previous position, let's use next position. It doesn't actually matter which one of these is in this position, because if it's in this position, we can assume the other is here, because we know it's a straight line already. So if it's here, and the other is here, then we know our rotation needs to be 0 degrees. So this absolutely has to be rot equals new vector 3. Actually, we can just do vector 3.0. And then we can simply do an else statement here to say it equals 120 degrees, because we know it's not 0 degrees, and we know it's not 60 degrees. There's only one option left. It has to be 120 degrees. So with that, that should, I think, fix all rotational issues on a single road. I think we should have no more issues. Other than that bug, which is an obnoxious one. There we go. I'm not sure why that's happening. We'll look into that one later on. I'm very not sure why that's happening. This tile just doesn't seem to like me, but so far all of these roads appear to be good. Now, that won't necessarily remain the case, because we are going to turn on all other roads, generating all of the roads, all 3 roads. So, we no longer need to have our stopper, which, where was that? Here. We no longer need this stopper, we need this stopper back. So we will generate all 3 roads again, and our intersections are going to be messy. We know that for a fact. And we need a new type of intersection as well, but we'll deal with that in a moment. Okay, so we can see here, all of the non-intersection tiles are doing well. They are all correct. So we can see here, well, these guys actually aren't correct. It's interesting. This is giving us sharp corners for these entry tiles. Why is it giving us sharp corners for entry tiles? That shouldn't happen. Okay. So, we don't need sharp corner rotation for these entry tiles. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We know it's never going to be a sharp corner. So it'll be a road corner, not a sharp corner. And the sharp corner was making assumptions that it shouldn't be. Now let's check. Okay. So it's creating the correct tile, but it's not always creating the correct position. In fact, it's only creating the correct rotation for this tile here. Yeah, that's the only tile where it's doing it correctly for the roads. And in fact, this should be a straight tile. So I think we have an issue with our fake position here. Either that or... that shouldn't necessarily matter. We definitely have an issue with our fake position. So our fake position equals current position, which is subhexes i.transform.position plus this offset that we've hard-coded in. Okay, that should be correct. Ish. Correct-ish. So, the problem comes in that fake position is our previous position, other position is our next position. That may not always be correct. So let's think about what's going on here. So we have a lot of intersections spawning. However, these two are always going to be correct. And actually this one is correct this time. And that time. Not that time. So why is it correct sometimes, but not others? And obviously here, the rotation is incorrect, but this is how this intersection was intended to be handled. This one here is coming in here and has 3 outputs all next to each other. So there's that. So that is one form of intersection that we actually don't handle currently. It will be easy enough to handle that, but as of right now, that's not a thing. Now, this intersection here is an intriguing one, because realistically, this is a 3-way intersection, not like, for example, this has 4 outputs. This one only has 3 inputs, so it comes here, here, here. Those are the only 3 tiles that actually connect here. So we'll need a way to handle that. But we're getting very, very close here. Very close indeed. This intersection is perfect, and all we need to do is rotate it. This intersection is not so perfect. This one is actually really more of a merge than an intersection. But right now, I'm more interested in getting these rotations here correct. This one is correct. This one is correct. And that seems to be the case all the way around, that these two, which is positions 0 and 3, are always correct, whereas the others are frequently incorrect. Which is interesting to me. So position 0 is here, and then position 3 is correct, which is the inverse of position 0, which tells me that positions 1, 4 are incorrect, and 2 and 5 are as well, because they're all just inverses of each other. So the question is, why is this one correct when this one and this one are not correct when we calculated them the same way? Well, there's a couple of things. We know our straight roads will always be fine, if it's coming up with a correct road type, which it doesn't always seem to be doing, because our fake position Let's actually run a debug.log right here. I want to know something. Debug.log, and I want to debug out our road index. Let's see what's going on there. Road index. What do we got? It shouldn't ever be debugging anything other than 0 and 5, or 0 through 5, and that appears to be exactly what it's doing, so that's good. So with that being the case, position 0 is obviously correct. But why isn't position 2? Like, position 0 and 3 are correct. So, 0.0132F, which is correct. 0.15, which I know is correct as well. So let's think about this. Subhexes, come here. We can work on subhexes, that's fine. So, this position is correct. We know that. Unity, come back. There you go. So, we know that... I actually want to split the screen here. Unity. There we go. Okay, so we know that this one here is outputting here. This one here is outputting here. We know that. So, that's fine. And then, case 1, we're just going down, which should be exactly what we've got here. Negative 0.01732F, which should be accurate. Right? Let's see here. 01732. Now this is on a different level, obviously, and that's giving me default information there. So, or rather, world. What am I talking about? It's giving me local information. So let's go ahead and bring this guy up here. Yeah, negative 0.1732. And of course it's 10 times smaller because we're in the subhexes. So 0.01732F in the negative. That should be correct. So why is it not outputting correctly? That's the question. I think all of those fake positions are indeed correct. I think it's just that the fake position isn't necessarily going into the corner rotation correctly. So what if we were, instead of doing fake position then other position, what if we did other position then fake position? Like, that shouldn't be a difference, theoretically. Looks basically the same. Still having the same issues, yeah. Absolutely. I really wish I could figure out what's causing that bug where it sometimes doesn't decide to spawn the roads. But yeah, that's still the same issue. I mean, it's not even... I think I just saw that it's not even necessarily correctly choosing the tile type. Yeah, like this one should obviously be a straight tile. But that's clearly because our fake position is incorrect, right? Now, realistically, it shouldn't matter which order this is in. That shouldn't be a thing that matters. So, let's think about why this is sometimes coming up with the wrong fake position. Let's say if fake position equals vector3, I need an E in there, vector3.0, debug.log fake position incorrect? Maybe? We shouldn't ever see that. I don't think we will see it. I really would be surprised if we see fake position incorrect. And no, we are not seeing fake position incorrect popping up in the console down over there. So that's not a thing. So it is giving us the correct fake position. And then the question is, why is it not necessarily rotating correctly, and why is it not necessarily giving us a correct road prefab, if that's what we're looking for? Well, we know that it was giving us sharp corners, which makes me think that the square distance might be having issues? I don't know. So it's the same square distance here. Other position minus fake position dot square magnitude. I mean, we could theoretically flip these or do like a mathf.abs if the absolute value of this. Maybe we were having an absolute value issue. Let's find out. I'd kind of be surprised. Yeah. That's not the problem. That's definitely not the problem. So, it's absolutely working for positions 0 and for position 3. But 1 and 4 and 2 and 5 are not working. So the question is, why? In fact, they are even very frequently producing corners when they should be producing straight lines. Like, for example, if you check, none of these should be... Actually, this one should be a straight line, because the position should be right here. So yeah, I don't know. It also clearly seems to be thinking that these positions are incorrect, because it's clearly not rotating them in the correct fashion. Like, for example, here, it's fine, except that needs to be a straight line. Here, that's perfect. Here it's fine, as it always is. Same here. So why is it not working on these two roads? That's my question. But it's working on the other two. And as far as I know, we're not making any assumptions that we're on road 0. Are we? We know we're on a road entry. We know which road entry we're on. We know our fake position, we know our other position, and we know our current position. Our fake position is based on our current position. Our other position is not. Index is indeed what index we are in our road. Okay. That's what I thought. So if index equals 0, then we take the next index, otherwise we take the previous index for our other position. And then we set up our fake position, we calculate our square distance, and then if our square distance is less than our corner distance, road equals road corner, and we determine the rotation, which shouldn't be taking any assumptions. And then our road prefab, which often isn't being triggered, which tells me that our square distance is greater than this, or rather is less than this when it shouldn't be. Let's try that. That shouldn't do anything, realistically. It might create more problems than it solves. Yeah, this should be a straight line right here. Okay, let's just go through and double check, I guess. So, in these sub-subhexes, let's hide our subhexes. And let's double check that we are correct here. Okay. So, this one is fine. We know that. For this one, y of negative 0.01732, which we are not currently... We're rotated. So, that's going to cause some issues. But that should be correct. And then for the one across the way, which should be number 4, 0.01732. Yes, that is correct. I'm going to change that back because it works fine outside of this context. All of these numbers look correct to me. So I'm just wondering why they are not being generated correctly. Because clearly, our square distance is incorrect. Let's go ahead and debug.log square distance. I want to know what it's outputting. Oh, we don't have subhexes activated. This isn't going to go well. Okay. Yeah, I know. Null reference exceptions. There we go. Now subhexes are turned back on. Okay. So let's go ahead and hop in here. And let's see what this is outputting. Very tiny numbers indeed. 0.0003, 0.0009, and we're looking for 0.001. And then there's this, which was output for, let's see, 012. So that was output for here. That's interesting. That's like a floating point error. It's almost like it's inverted from where it should be. And same for this other side. Okay. So 0.0009 is obviously supposed to be the straightaway, right? No, that's a corner. That's a corner there. 0.0003. Yeah. So this is obviously calculating incorrectly somehow. Because these numbers are very, very wrong. Like 0.0003 here is giving us this. Did I mess up my sign? Because like here, for example, it's obviously a floating point error here where it has the same hex. So let's just pop this open again and go like that. And this is not going to go super well, but I'm going to zoom it in a little bit like this. Obviously it pixelates, but that's not the point. It's not the point to have a sharp image right now. The point here is plus 0.15 minus 0.866. So boom, boom. Okay. So, minus 0.1732. Boom. Right? But clearly it's outputting the distance for a short corner, for a sharp corner. So it must be here. So what happens if we invert this sign? I don't know why that would be necessary, but what happens if we do that? Let's try rerunning this like that. And let's see what happens. And we don't need to have this scaled up anymore. There we go. Okay. Well, that's better. Still not great. Okay, so it's outputting 0.0012. Less than or equal to 001. That should very clearly be a straight road here. And then on the other side, it would be this one, which should be a corner, but is still clearly incorrect. So the question is, why do we have to negate this sign here and here? And why did this output a corner when it's only less than or equal to 001F? And this is 0012. That's a little confusing. Let's go ahead and do this. And let's say outputting a corner with distance of, and then add in square distance. And then down here, outputting we'll just call it a road with distance of square distance. So now we know, and also let's do index plus so that we know which one exactly, in case it's doing it out of order for some reason, which I think it might be. Okay, let's check this. Oh, we need to actually go to the to the road. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, 14, 12, 13. Oh, right. We need not index. We need road index. Road index. That would help. Okay, let's rerun that, and let's see how that works. And we don't need maximize on play right now. I want to be able to see the console. Yeah, it's very small. 0 is outputting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it is indeed going in order. And also, I'm noticing I put a space here. But not here. Outputting a road, outputting a corner. 1 outputting a road. 0 outputting a corner. This one's 0. 1 claims it's outputting a road, but that's clearly a corner. And also, there we go. That's bizarre. Unless it goes 0, 1? Oh, it does, doesn't it? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was backwards on the direction. Okay. So if this is 0 and this is 1, then I was assuming that 5 is 1. So let's go ahead and copy. Let's re-negate these. So 1 then is here. Correct? Yes. 1 is here. So 1 should be 5. So let's flip those. So 1 goes here. And then 5 would go here. And then 2 would be 4. So 4. Let's copy that into 2. And then 2 into 4. Oops, there we go. And then this is 3, which is correct. So with that flipped, let's see if this is now working. Maybe it will. I'm reasonably certain that that was the problem. Would you look at that? It was the problem. I was going the wrong direction. I was thinking it went counterclockwise, but it goes clockwise. Or no, I was thinking it went clockwise, but it goes counterclockwise. And now, the road exits are working perfectly. Fantastic. So at this point, we definitely need to start digging into intersections, because those are looking pretty messy. So there's a few different types of intersections that we will need to make that are currently unsupported. So that is something for the next episode. See you all then.